Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today looking at another beer that I brought back from my trip to Belgium this summer. Another beer from De Cam. And this is a bottle of their Framboise Lambiek. So this is a 22 vintage of the Framboise. I actually had Framboise from the barrel at the brewery, which was awesome. Yeah, I mean, Raspberry Lambic, you probably know the most famous one, which is Geuzestekerij from Cantillon. And I like raspberry lambics, but sometimes I think, especially with age, they get crazy sour. Raspberries are already quite sour, and I prefer not crazily sour lambic. So it's never really been my preferred fruit in lambic, but there are some amazing, ones. For example, Framboise from Driefonteinen and some of the homage blends and whatnot. But yeah, this is a 5% raspberry lambic with 1 ton of Rubus Ideas Fall Gold raspberries. And all of these raspberries have been added to 1,500 liters of lambic. Conditioned on there and or macerated and produce this bottle of delicious lambic. So fruit lambics are always awesome. I prefer to drink them somewhat fresh, just a little bit of age, so you can get some funk, but you want that bright fruit character as well. So usually like 2 years or so, maybe. It often depends on the blend too and the fruit. It seems like Geuzestekerij lambics can age longer than say a regular creek with not Geuzestekerij. Grape lambics can age longer than other fruit lambics. It varies a lot. I know the new batch of Fafoon is coming out soon, and I think we'll have to try and get a bottle just to try to do a comparison with an aged one, because I have one from 16 in the cellar. But let's jump into this raspberry lambic. So pour is a nice red color with a light pinkish head. I actually poured quite gently, but there was still a few floaties that got into the glass. But otherwise, it looks nice. It looks pretty much like what I remember from having it down at the brewery in Gooik in Belgium, in Pajottenland. But let's check out the aroma. Full on raspberry. Really, really bright, fresh raspberry. It's like fresh squeezed raspberry juice. It's really tart. It's really snappy. Yeah, it's like almost like raspberry jam or something as well. Not as much funkiness. It's also quite cold. There's a little bit, and there's definitely some woody oakiness, but not as much funk on the aroma, at least, as the apricot one had that I had with Michael, or the blueberry or bilberry one for that matter. But it smells really nice. Pretty full-on raspberry aroma. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Woo! And that's how it always is with raspberry lambics. This is from this year, and it has really sharp sourness. Woo! But loads of bursting raspberry flavor too. But raspberries are sour, man. So of course you're gonna get more sourness. But that's why I think there's other other fruits that are sometimes better than this fruit. Raspberries in lambic. I like it, but it's never been my all-time favorite type of lambic. But okay, much better on the second sip there. But I always, when I went to the brewery, I just wanted to check out everything because there were so many different fruited lambics that I have never tried from De Cam. But it's really nice. It's very intense. I think maybe I have tried the Framboise. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look it up afterwards. But I've tried a good deal, or a handful of De Cam back in the day, and I'm not sure if that was before. It's definitely before Karel was full time on the project. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that. But yeah, it's really tasty. Second sip there, much more palatable, much more drinkable. Not to say that wasn't drinkable before, but the sourness, really, you get accustomed to it. It's a really bright, tart, sour raspberry flavor bursting onto the palate with like jamminess, even a bit of red currant type flavor. There is a bit of a tannic structure, almost like raspberry seeds. Nice dry oakiness, minimal to light funkiness compared to actually some of the other young ones I had from De Cam. They had more funk than this, but I think it's just because there's so much raspberry in it. There is a little bit of a wild yeast funkiness to it, but it's very mild. You can just distinguish that it's lambic and it has some funk profile, but it's not like as distinct as other ones. Like the one with the blueberries that were all over the place with like crazy horse blanket and animalistic funk. This is more subtle. I think this is a good gateway lambic actually, if people like sour flavors, that is. But if you like sour flavors, this is something you should try as one of your first lambics, I think. It's really good. It's what you want from Framboise. It's just never going to be my exact favorite. But I would want to drink it in this state or maybe with a year of age. So the raspberry flavor is really fresh. But I could use some more funkiness just to get some more complexity. But as a fruited young lambic, it's drinking really nicely. As with all of the lambics from De Cam, I think it might be actually my least favorite of all the ones I've tried so far. But that's just because of the really sharp acidity. And again, I like raspberry lambics, but it's never been my favorite. So yeah, rating 90, I think straight 90. It's still really, really damn fine lambic. There's nothing wrong with it. It is awesome. It is worth a shot for sure. And if you're really into raspberry lambics, you would love this. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try the De Cam Framboise, let me know what you thought of it. Very nice raspberry lambic, this 22 vintage here. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe to the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.